Hello darlings and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ronnie and today I've got a wedding venue for you. Yes, since I saw the leaked pictures, I just had to build something wedding themed. So, as far as the style of the house goes, I decided to go for quite a simple design, quite simple architecture. I was predominantly inspired by a few pictures that I saw on Pinterest. However, I didn't recreate any of those pictures. I really just was looking at them for some kind of inspiration. And I noticed that most of the time the design or like the shape of the house was like quite simple, and usually it had this little tower or bell tower or whatever it is supposed to be on the top. So I decided to kind of make it similar and not making anything crazy, no bump outs, nothing, just a very simple structures, basically two rectangulars and two rectangles. Sorry, I can't speak today. Two rectangles, and yeah, that's kind of it. The thing is, when I was googling those pictures, I really wanted the chapel to look like those in, for instance, Las Vegas. So those kind of chapels that you probably would not in which you wouldn't host your weddings if you really prepared for it, and if you was like planning on some huge celebrations, but maybe it's a place where you would get married at the whim of a moment, basically, or maybe when you're just drunk. But I really wanted to kind of make it simple that way. So like I said, something similar that you can see in Las Vegas, for instance. That's why I've also included, and I don't think I've placed them yet, but that's why I've included a few neon signs and some some posters with soda, because I just imagined that maybe that specific brand was a sponsor or something. So I kind of wanted to make it more, I don't know, let's say commercial. But the thing is that I still wanted to make it look nice and pretty and still a decent place where your Sims could get married. So that's why I'm aiming basically for this pink and white color scheme. I think it looks very cute and very sweet. It's romantic. But you can already see that I've added those that red carpet, so the color red is going to be slightly more dominant soon. I will be changing the color scheme slightly every now and then, because let me tell you, I was very indecisive when it came to building this. I was changing lots, so I don't think I've changed it yet, but we'll be changing lots soon because I didn't like the lighting on this lot. Then what was I changing else? What was it? Now I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I was talking about the tower on the top of the building. So now you can see it's basically like 3 space wide, or whatever you call it in The Sims. But those reference pictures I told you about, usually the tower was way smaller, so at some point you will see it changed. But the thing is that even though I think it looked more realistic that way, it didn't look nice in The Sims, if you know what I mean, because sometimes I like recreating things in The Sims, but oftentimes it just doesn't work. The Sims, it's really hard to, because it's easy to explain, because some things are very limited in The Sims, so you can't change them that easily. And once I made the tower smaller, the roof just looked odd. I couldn't, like, once I made it, like, the eaves, once I made them longer, it looked ridiculous. But when I made them short, it also looked kind of ugly. So that's why I decided to kind of give up on that realism and make something that I would personally agree with more, even though it probably makes less sense, but I just liked it. The tower that you see right now, this is going to be in the end result as well, and I just prefer it that way. So here I'm doing, actually, I think, well, the shape of the house is basically done, and you can see that I'm already working on some landscaping. I wanted to make it look nice and romantic. Like I said, like, the house is simple, it's quite ordinary, or house, you know, like the building is simple and ordinary, but I still wanted to make this place look romantic and sweet, and, you know, it was important to me, because I think that's what those wedding chapels usually probably aim for, just to make everything look or every aspect of it to seem like to scream wedding and marriage and love. So that's why I did what I did there. Yeah, now you can see me adding those banners. Like I said, I kind of like the idea of some brand being a sponsor. And maybe you've noticed, but we've changed the lots. I think I'm in the same neighborhood in Willow Creek. Is it Willow Creek? Yeah, it is in Willow Creek, but I just thought that this afternoon lighting is a bit better than the evening one. So I'm just changing a few things, adding some trees, because it felt a bit weird. Probably I needed some, like, taller, like, I wanted to say taller plants, but Ronnie, that you mean trees. So basically, yeah, something taller, so that it would make up for that tall tower. And yeah, the landscaping, I think, is fairly simple. Some pink flowers. I think I've deleted this part, but apparently I haven't. This was supposed to be deleted because I was, you know, I said it at the beginning, I was indecisive as hell. It was crazy. Oh my god, so such huge parts of the videos were cut out because I just couldn't make up my mind. Here I'm slightly changing though the shape, because are you still calling it the altar? I think so. It was too empty and I didn't have space to add anything, so that's why I made that little bump out there to excuse me, to make it nicer. And yeah, I think I'm quite happy with it. So here I'm adding some candles, some tables. I think I'm going to add flowers. Yeah, everything, or not everything, but the things I've added right now are all base game. So actually I was using a lot of base game items, not gonna lie. And you know what? I actually did enjoy it. I've also used those chairs. Those are, I think, from City Living. Yeah, City Living. And here I'm trying to make it look like there's a carpet on the stairs. And honestly, I think it works. Like, you can be the judge of that, and you can tell me in the comments whether you like it or not. But I just thought that, like, it looks nice, and it looks, actually that part looks realistic. Yeah, and here you can see me adding more red color. And here I was so unsure about what to do with this wall because it was empty and there was no window and I didn't want to add any window. And I just decided to use these pool lights, and I created this little heart. Well, I say little, it's far from little, but I created this heart, and then when I was playtesting it, I actually changed the colors of it. So it's a pink heart, and it's very, very eye-catching. So here I'm working on the backyard, but basically what I'm creating there is a little gazebo, and that's going to function as another place, as another spot for your Sims to get married. The thing is that I thought that probably wedding chapels like that could offer a bit more variety in terms of places where you could get married. So I thought that this little gazebo in the backyard would be amazing. So I've added the wedding arch there as well. So yeah, your Sims can decide whether they want to have their wedding basically on the outside or on the inside, and I'm genuinely quite happy with it. I use the same chairs because I think those chairs really seem like kind of like garden chairs, but what I liked about them that they looked quite cheap and not too luxurious, and I think those wedding chapels are, or I mean it depends I guess, but they are not necessarily sorry so luxurious. But bear with me, my the only source I have is basically some Pinterest pictures and TV shows, so yeah. But I like those chairs, and I like decorating them with the bows that we got with a recent update. They're in base game, those bows, so feel free to use this little trick or whatever you want to call it as well, because I genuinely like how easily you can decorate chairs without doing much. I'm also working here on a little bar because, you know, like I said, this is very Las Vegas inspired, so I presume there is going to be some drinking involved, so it felt wrong not to add it, and yeah. I think, yeah, I'm about to add a pond. Since we got the pond tool, I have to admit that I've been overusing ponds. I think whenever you have a place on your lot that feels just empty and you don't know what to add there, basically a pond can solve anything. It looks nice. You add some shrubbery, some flowers around it, and you fill in that spot just perfectly. And again, I imagine that it would look quite romantic. So it only felt very fitting there, I think. Oh yeah, and here I'm doing that little trick with the bows. So it's easy. You'll just use your control key and 9, and you can place them quite nicely there. The chairs are functional like that, so I think it's quite a simple way how to decorate chairs, and it works with any chairs. So as you can see, I'm already working on the terrain paint. Lately I've learned to add it towards the end of the building process, but yeah, I don't know, I saw some other simmers that they had issues with it, since sometimes the terrain paint just disappear. So I'm kind of learned to paint the terrain after I've built majority of it. Nevertheless, although we're getting close to the end of the video, we're not there yet, because one of the rooms in the wedding chapels, I've already decorated it, but I changed my mind. So at first It was basically a wedding reception hall, but I wasn't really sure about it. It was too small a place for a wedding reception, so I've changed everything. Maybe you have noticed it while I was building. I cut that footage out, but yeah, at first I built a wedding reception hall. But eventually, like I said, I thought it was weird, and usually those wedding chapels are used for elopement. So instead I turned it, and I'm doing it right now, I turned it into a photo studio, and I'm way more happy with that. So I'm using the Moschino stuff bag here, as you would probably guess, and yeah, I'm trying to make some nice decorations, and I'm just trying to imagine what would be nice. So here I'm just adding some last touches, some candles, of course, balloons, because that also looks pretty romantic to me. I am overusing that teddy bear as well, but I can't help it. I think it's very cute. And I'm adding this beautiful table from the paranormal stuff bag. You won't see it in the video, but you will see it in screenshots that eventually I added a cake there as well. But if I'm not mistaken, we're getting close to the actual end of the video. So if you liked it, consider giving this video a like or writing a comment. I would definitely appreciate it. And if you would like to see more of my speed builds, you can also subscribe. And if you want, you can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram. The handle is the same across all platforms. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye!